Okay, so this is a walkthrough of my Master of Puppets tone. I'm going to start by showing you that I do a pan left and right on the amps. I use a tread plate on both. No cabs emulated here, but if you wanted to emulate, I would recommend doing the V30s or a like cab in a 412 style. And then finally another boost here in the return section of the send return, which I just have patch cables running my send to return on both left and right. So what we have here to start is we have a tube screamer, and its drive is set to 25% with the bass at 56, tone at 69, treble at 53, and the output at 95%. I find that above 95% the output it gets a little harsh. Next I have dynamic noise gate, and that's at 53% threshold, and with a really quick decay of 0%, because any more, even 1%, is going to leave you with too slow of a decay. Next, we have a blue comp, and it's got a sustain at 93%. There you go, you can see that. And then it's level at 100%. And the next thing we have is the modulation, which is a dimension chorus pedal. Switch 1 and 2 are on, and switch 3 and 4 are off. And the mix is about 12%. And the amps we're going into are two tread plates. The first tread plate, you can see here, is just a little bit more treble. Both have the mids cut back, and the bass is a little bit more on the one with less treble, and the bass is a little bit less on the one with more treble. And when you have more treble here on this lower amp, you have, less treble on this lower amp, you have a little more presence, and maybe a little bit less drive, and then you have a little bit more drive up where the treble's higher and a little less presence. Both of them volume all the way up. And then the next thing I'm going to show you is that it has a Preamp EQ, and it has a low frequency setting of 700 Hertz, which has a negative 7.8 decibel gain, and a high frequency of 1500 Hertz with a negative 9.9 decibels of gain. And then the next Preamp EQ is also a graphic equalizer. Now this one at the 80 Hertz is negative 7.6 decibels. At the 220 Hertz is positive 0.2, just a slight bump. At the 440 Hertz, it's again down a little bit. It's a negative 1.8. Sorry, you can see that better. So that was yeah. So there you go. 7.6, 0.2 positive, negative 1.8, and then over here at the 1.1, we bring the highs back up with 2.2, or sorry, 2.5 decibels of gain on the 1.1, and 3.5 decibels of gain on the 2.2. And then the very last piece of the puzzle is to add reverb. I use a room reverb with a 40% decay, a 8 millisecond pre-delay that you can bring down to maybe 5 or 6, and a tone at 47%, and a mix of 30%, and no lower than 26, and maybe no higher than 35 before it gets a little too much reverb, but you mix it to your ear. All right, there you go, Master of Puppets tone.